The night sky of September 2025 will carry a shadow unlike any other, a rare blood moon eclipse that will plunge the skies into red darkness. For centuries, such events have carried powerful meanings, scientific wonders to astronomers, terrifying omens to ancient civilizations, and divine signs to believers across the world. But this time, it's not just the blood moon that's drawing attention. At the same moment in history, the Euphrates River, one of the most legendary rivers mentioned in religious prophecy, is drying up at an alarming rate. When you put these two events side by side, the question becomes chilling. Is this just coincidence, or are we standing at the edge of prophecy unfolding before our very eyes? If this video felt informative, hit like and subscribe for more. Now, let's dive deeper. First, what exactly is happening in September 2025? A lunar eclipse will occur, causing Earth's shadow to fall across the moon. But instead of going completely dark, the moon will glow red, earning it the dramatic name Blood Moon. The reason behind this crimson glow is Earth's atmosphere, which scatters sunlight and lets only the red wavelengths pass through to illuminate the moon. Scientifically, it's breathtaking. But throughout human history, blood moons have been tied to fear, prophecy, and mystery. Ancient Babylonians believed they signaled the fall of kings. In medieval times, they were thought to be warnings of war. And even today, many see them as a sign that something larger, something cosmic, is in motion. Here's where things get even more unsettling. As the world prepares to watch this fiery red moon, the Euphrates River is vanishing. Stretching across Turkey, Syria, and Iraq, the Euphrates has always been a source of life. But today it's drying up faster than anyone expected. Climate change, drought, and human overuse have reduced parts of the once mighty river to cracked earth and dusty riverbeds. And why does this matter? Because the Euphrates is not just a river in geography books, it's a river written about in prophecy. In the book of Revelation, it is said that the Euphrates will dry up, making way for the final battles of mankind. When a blood moon and the drying of this river line up in the same era, you can see why people around the world are paying attention. Think about it. Humanity has always looked for meaning in the stars. From Mayan calendars to modern predictions, eclipses often become a canvas on which we paint our deepest fears and hopes. Some will say this, September's blood moon is nothing more than a natural event, and scientifically that is true. But at the same time, history teaches us that people shape their lives, decisions, and even wars around celestial events. One famous quote comes to mind from Winston Churchill: "The farther back you can look, the farther forward you are likely to see." Maybe this isn't about superstition at all, but about connecting the patterns of the past with the realities we see unfolding today. And yet, there's another side to this story. While some are preparing for doom, others see the blood moon as a reminder of renewal. Just as the moon cycles through phases, so too do civilizations rise and fall. Some believe that the blood moon is a chance to reflect on our world today, on how climate change is literally reshaping the planet, drying rivers like the Euphrates, and forcing humanity to confront its impact on nature. In this sense, the blood moon becomes less about prophecy and more about a wake-up call, urging us to act before it's too late. But here's the part that captures attention. Throughout history, whenever a rare blood moon coincided with major world events, people always looked back and said, "Was this written in the sky all along?" In 1492, a blood moon saved Christopher Columbus's expedition when he used it to scare the native people into giving him food. In 1949 and 1967, a series of blood moons lined up with turning points in the history of Israel, a nation deeply tied to biblical prophecy. And now, in 2025, with the Euphrates drying up, people are asking if history is once again speaking through the heavens. So, what should we do with all of this? Should we fear the night sky this September, or should we embrace it? Desire comes from perspective. For those who believe in prophecy, this blood moon might be a sign to prepare spiritually, to look inward, and to consider the deeper meaning of life. For scientists and dreamers, it's an invitation to marvel at the cosmos and to use the lessons of the past to protect our future. And for storytellers and thinkers, it's a chance to connect dots between myth, science, and reality. The truth may not be about a single prophecy, but about how humanity reacts when the sky itself seems to whisper warnings. So here's the action. When the blood moon rises in September 2025, don't just look at it as another eclipse. Look at it as part of a greater story, one written across centuries of human history, tied to the fate of rivers, civilizations, and the planet itself. Ask yourself, are we simply observers of a natural wonder, or are we participants in a prophecy unfolding before our eyes? Because one thing is certain, this blood moon will be remembered, whether as a spectacle of science or as a sign of something far more mysterious. Comment below about your thoughts and subscribe to Future's Copy for more.